some YouTube at the same time.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. All right, man. We live. What's happening to the family? Peace and blessings. I got my boy JG in here.
What up, boy?
Mr. Goodman himself. Tonight's topic, man. It's something simple, man. Chase them or replace them. You got to know when to chase and you got to know when to replace. It came off a post my partner put up about a week ago. He said, what you say, chasing and pursuing? Dang,
Yeah.
How you said it?
It's two different things, man. Either you chasing or you pursuing, and you got to know which one you're doing. You got to know, because ultimately, if you chasing, she don't want to be caught. And at that point, if you feel some type of way about her, like you have to cancel that pursuit. You have to cancel that chase, man, because she has no intentions of being caught and loved on. Yeah. And sometimes when she bad, he or she is bad, it's a hard concept to accept. Like, dang, like I want her, but you got to see things for that black and white, for face value, man, and let that thing go. Yep.
Yeah, man, that's deep right there. If you chasing her, she don't want to be caught. I've been in that situation on before, boy. Yeah, it's a fine line, man, and you most definitely got to like pick your battles wisely. Or the Sun Tzu, that's all I'm gonna say. Or the war, because that's pretty much what it is at the end of the day, man. Like, you could be talking to this chick and you shoot your shot, and a lot of chicks kind of, I don't know, I think that's the black woman syndrome. I have to give them a pass for that, but they hit you with that hard elbow, like, get up out of here. You know what I mean? So like, shoot, when they hit you with the hard elbow, sometimes you got to take that for a real good hint. Like, maybe she ain't trying to be, you know what I'm saying? Like that. So you just got to know. How do you feel like one would know if they chasing too much?
I think a brother know if you're chasing too much, like if there is no reward for his efforts, like her time, like quality time. I think we overlook that when we're in the building phase. Like, if somebody is giving you their time, like put their phone down and they're talking to you, they're making time for you and giving you a chance to, like, to show yourself and the type of man you are, like, those are good indicators. But if it's hit and miss, you text her, she texts back 6 hours later or the next day. Now, I mean, everybody got their own situation.
Yeah.
If Lil Boo working a lot, hey, bro, you gotta, that's work. You can't, you out off the rip, you're not gonna come in and be more important than that.
Yeah.
But if she just like out and about, you can't get her out the club. She, every post she got, she standing on sofa at the club with her, man. Like, let it, unless you gonna treat, like, let that John go, bro. Because y'all in two different phases at that point,
I think we done all been in situations like that, because I can show enough say I done been in a situation like that where
absolutely
you hit somebody up and sometimes you get a text back the next day and you be like, I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. Like, I can't even remember why I even text you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you start getting things like that, you kind of jumped in the friend zone, so to speak, or the not so important zone. You know what I'm saying? Or it's that saying that goes, people make time for the things that is important to them. So if she feels like you have potential, or y'all gonna be in a situationship or a relationship, then she'll dedicate some type of time to you. You know what I mean? It might not be all the time. Like you said, if she working, then that's suitable. That's understanding. She got kids, that's another situation you got to kind of, you know what I'm saying, find a fine line boundary. And then shoot, sometimes you gotta step back and just see even what you want as a man. You know what I'm saying? If that's something you really want, then you might have to, I ain't gonna say chase, because I'm gonna shoot my shot. And if that bitch get blocked like the Kimbe Mutombo, I'm out of there. Like, I'm not finna keep chasing these females, like, for real, boy. Like, I'm gonna shoot my shot, I'm gonna say what I got to say, and then I'm gonna bounce. You know what I mean? Because if I put myself out there, give you my math, my info, and you ain't trying to hit back, then I might hit you one or two times later. I might see you in public the next week and don't even speak to you. You know what I mean?
It's like that.
For real. Cause you ain't finna make me look like Boo Boo the fool. You gonna be going back straight to your clique of girls and be like, look, he just keep bugging me, keep blowing me up. Nah, I ain't finna be that. I'm gonna be the one that you gonna be confused about. Cause I'm gonna be like, hey, that boy see me, he ain't even talk to me, but he was in my DM. Like, then I ain't gonna be in your DM no more after a while. Like, shit gonna be gone, man.
That's real. You actually said something that was key. Like, I think if we all just sat back and like just evaluated like what we want. Cause I think sometimes we just go for what's physical. And like for me, I've learned, like, especially once I joined the military, my young adulthood, like I met more women that had kids that had lots of stuff going on. And what I learned as a guy is like when you get involved with somebody that's busy, sometimes you gotta step into their world to fit in. Like, okay, if she got a lot going on, I'm gonna bring some dinner by the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get in by making her life easier, not like being a part of, you know. And same thing for women. Like, all right, this dude got 2 jobs. Like, can I shoot him? Like, can I bring some food by the house or like meet up with him or whatever? Be willing to take a 15-minute conversation and just be grateful that he gave me some of his time when I know he should be studying, when he should be working on his craft, when he should be working on his music. He carved out 15 minutes of his time to talk to me. So it's one of the things like we got to learn how to like not demand a complete 180 from somebody who's focused and on their craft and head in a certain direction. Like, you got to jump on that ship in the same direction it's going in, you know, and see how you can, you know, get to work, you know, because like for you might be up at 1 o'clock in the morning making beats. You feel me? And when you in your zone, like you don't have an hour to go talk to somebody on the phone. Like you in a zone, bro. You know. But if you get a text message like, "Hey, I know you're busy, but I'm thinking about you," that might do everything for you, bro.
Bro, I ain't never got a text message like that.
That's like, what I'm saying.
Never. Like, I don't. And to be honest, I don't think women feel like they have to be considerate because they think the man chasing them.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't. Nobody. So the thing about it is, bro, is that a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women have been sold the fact that they're the prize, and in a lot of cases they are. But being the prize don't mean you don't have to do anything. Like, yes, men pursue, but there are things that women can do to let a guy know that they're interested and they're locked in too. Like, if you don't hear from me, yes, please reach out. Call me. It's okay. It's okay for you to shoot a good morning text every now and again. It's okay for you to, you know, take me to lunch every now and again. Like, it's okay because men aren't ATM machines. Like that, you treating me every now and again. Don't take away from the fact that I'm still pursuing you. And so I think a lot of women don't get it. I was talking to one of my homegirls one day. And I told her, I said, I'm country. Like, I grew up, you know, eating fish sandwiches on Friday nights. Like, we cook. We cooked back in the day. And so I was like, if your dude wanted a sandwich, like something to eat, she like, I ain't making no nigga no sandwich. I was like, dang. I said, so for me, I said, I like fish sandwiches. I said, so you mean to tell me if I was dating you, I'm not worth $10 in less than 10 minutes? That's what you're telling me. Like, so let's break it down to time and money. Fish don't cost much. It don't take much to fry it. So you're telling me I'm not worth $10 in 10 minutes, but you want everything out of me. You want me to marry you. Why would I, when you just told me I'm not worth the time and the effort to fry some fish, and I'm not even asking for your body. I'm not even asking for your body. And so the look in her eyes, bro, was just, yes, think outside of yourself now. Because dating is bigger than you. But a lot of women don't get it because they've been sold the idea that they're the prize. They don't have to do anything else. They think like we exist to fund a portion of their life and to make them feel good. And us as men, we have to see it from the other side too. Women don't exist for us to like chase down and have sex with them as we feel. So I acknowledge it's a lot that we as men have done over the years to make women feel like that. They've been this doggish mindset, but I think we all have to learn, like, when somebody with genuine intent approaches us, we have to know how to differentiate that between just another guy or girl in the crowd with the same old energy.
Yeah, man. Like you said though, that time and money, I ain't worth $10 in 10 minutes. Like, I don't think women equate that because they look at me like, I get a lot of people saying, Yeah, bro. Bar said he killed him $10 in 10 minutes. For real.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. A lot of women don't see that though, cause I cook all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I get down to like I'm eating more responsible now, trying to eat a little bit more healthy. I cook a lot of the times, and even when I get off work, I come home and cook. But women be off of work and they hit my phone up, hey, what you cook today? Huh? The fuck? Like, you expect me to get up, go to work, cook, come home, make beats, and everything else? Yeah, why not? No, we ain't finna get down like that. You know what I mean? Like we don't rock like that.
Right.
But I don't know. Women, I guess it's the new age women, I can say, man. They just don't feel like they have to be I'm gonna say this word and women probably gonna get mad. They don't have to be submissive in certain forms, but they want the man to be completely submissive, and it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? If I tug some, you got to tug some. Sometimes you gonna win, sometimes I'm gonna win. Sometimes it's just better for you, and sometimes it's better for me. But that's what a relationship is. It's that divine balance of divine feminine and divine masculinity. Like sometimes I need you, sometimes you know what I'm saying. I just need you to fall back, and a lot of people don't understand, or they don't get that.
Yeah, that word definitely has a bad connotation. Like I think a lot of women view submit as in like completely give up their rights and privileges as a human being, as an adult, and just and but at the same time, it took me a while to admit it, but guys have to understand, like, when you're dealing with a healthy woman, she'll recognize, like, if you're doing stuff right, she wouldn't have a problem doing it. And on the flip side, women have to get to a point where they're healthy enough to recognize when a guy has good intentions, and she can let go and just follow. You know, allow him to protect, allow him to provide, and do the things that we as men are designed to do. But at the same time, it's like some dudes just trash, but they just don't know what they're doing. But they want this woman to follow them, and it don't work like that.
Yeah.
And for me, it took me a while to like understand, like, shoot, okay, at this point I wasn't doing enough. Why would she? I didn't give her enough reason. Like for me, I'll be open. Like it was a point in time, like I couldn't get a grip on a career I wanted, you know. And so like for me, it was probably unattractive to a woman. Like this dude, he a good dude, but this dude in and out of work, you know. Like I can't. Why I didn't give her enough cushion to jump into a relationship with me and feel free to like let go. Now, and so I had to learn.
I get what you're saying right though, but too, that's what relationship is helping somebody out when they down, or helping them find what they're good at. Because sometimes, like you being to yourself, you don't necessarily know what you're good at. You just know I like doing this, I like doing this. So like, I'm gonna just keep doing these two things. Which she can say, hey, you way better at this, and this might work out better for you. I can see you doing this. That's when that encouragement come along too, man. Even if we just boyfriend, girlfriend, or we just, you know what I'm saying, talking to each other, it could still be conversations like that. And that's what I meant earlier by those serious conversations. If we can't have that conversation, you know what I'm saying, when we start, and I know we ain't gonna have it when we married. So when I fall off when we married, what you gonna do, flop? Like,
bro, that's so important. I'm glad you said that, because for me, that's so necessary, bro. Is to be able to have just deep and meaningful conversation like that, where that deeper stuff can come out. You know, first of all, me as a man being comfortable to talk to you and be vulnerable, to even mention those type of things, bro. I think for me, that's probably the biggest gift, aside from giving me a child, a woman can give to me, is like, give me the space to like open up emotionally. You know, dudes carrying some heavy weight, bro. Like, you know, we're not taught to express ourselves and things like that. So for me personally, like a woman that can give me that space or create the space for me to open up like that, that's probably the biggest gift she can give me, next to like childbirth, bro. For me, like just like you said, just having a meaningful conversation.
Yeah, that's kind of been one of my things on my top list too. If I'm able to come home and lay in your arms and be vulnerable for a minute, if I can't get that and you gonna talk to me like one of the partners gonna talk to me, I might as well keep my bed empty. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like for real. But I think that came into me with more maturity and understanding, and I think that's one thing that we don't get as young men. I know I didn't necessarily get. I can see points of it, but understanding how much you connected with somebody when you just, laying up with them, or just how to control your masculine self, and don't let it control you. Now, I felt way more free when I learned that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got a choice. I ain't necessarily got to get it because she throwing it to me. I can say, nah, you know what I mean? Like that's a blessing, and that'll help you out in certain situations where you don't have to. Adam knock shawty off, and she think we this and the third. You don't have to go through that no more. You can be up front with hey, listen, before we even jump in the sheets, this what we gonna be, or what are you looking for? Those are the conversations that need to be had, and that I should have had early on. And I tell any person that, even have that conversation with yourself. What you looking for? What you trying to get? Is she worth you even trying to get her? Maybe she worth just having a friend. You know what I mean? Like some women don't bring nothing to the table, just like some men don't bring nothing to the table.
That's real.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And we got to be open with that. We got to dig enough in ourselves to know, does this guy not only have potential, but is he working towards his potential? And I don't think I don't think we see that a lot, because I ain't trying to say a whole lot, but I remember my mom and my stepdaddy got together. No, my mama was the breadwinner for a long time in that relationship. But now the roles have changed, and that's what I mean by support. Like, are you gonna support him long enough for him to get to his goal or his dream? Like, a lot of women ain't built to do that, or even willing to do that. They just want the guy to, oh, I want this type of bag. I want you to fly me out of here. Or let's have a vacation. Like, what you putting in on this vacation? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to come up with the idea. I got to make the money, and I got to take the trip. Like, come on. We ain't doing all that. You know what I mean, man? Like,
hey, just to get out of it, just go to the vacation, bro. And she taking pictures of her plate, bro. Like she funded everything, bro. Like, you just not even there.
For real.
Yeah.
Dude just sitting over there in the corner trying to eat in peace, and all he see is lights flashing. Like, dang. Hey, and that's when we supposed to be spending time together. We ain't even spending time together. You spending time on Instagram or InstaSnap, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, man, you're 100% right, bro. 100% right. I've definitely learned some lessons, man. Super grateful that it's just crazy. Like, when I joined the military, it just opened me up to like different type of women, and being invited there, it's like this ain't talking bad, but like, man, it's country and hood. It's just
that's it.
Country and hood. It's just crazy because that's the type of one I grew up around. I'm like, all right, that's what's out there. And so I would shoot my shot the same type, you know, because a lot of it come down to exposure. Like, I never thought I'd be meeting doctors and lawyers and stuff like that. Yeah, we don't see that. We don't see that, bro. Yeah. And so for me, I would shoot my shot at little hood joints at the corner store, and like, I'm getting the same results. So for me, bro, I had to take a step back. I'm like, hold up, bro, something ain't working. Yeah. Like, this hood mentality, like you can be from the hood, but think on a different wavelength, you know, outside of the norm can take you further, man, and that's okay. But I find myself like, Jared, come on, bro, like, that ain't you, dog. like at all, man. So for me, just being out of Georgia exposed me to a different type of mindset. It made me, in some ways, it made me grateful that I grew up around certain type of women in Georgia. And in a certain way, it just made me like, dang, all right, ain't all this is out here. Like, let me take advantage of it. Let me see what this dating scene over here is like. But man, at the end of the day, Southern women are definitely special. But I hate how a lot of, you know, Southern women have gravitated to this, like, the city mindset, the city girl mindset, bruh. And it's such a turnoff because, you know, I know how a lot of them grow up. Yeah. But how they end up just be the heartbreaker, you know.
Yeah. They trying to get flued out. That's all they trying to do, man.
Yeah, man. trying to get flued out, bruh. And the younger Jay would have been flying them out, but the old Jay, I'm like, hey man, look, check this out. I don't do that no more. Yeah. You know, you're not gonna get Delta points off me like that, man. Can't even do it. But yeah, freaking fly mile. Matter of fact, dog, you know I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say it on you.
No, don't say that. I already know what you're talking about. Don't say that.
Yeah, can't even do it, man. But it's been a ride, man.
But see, I think that too though. Like we seeing the women that we seeing, we kind of grew up around the same people. You know, there's one of my partners knee high to a grasshopper. We can literally say that. You feel me? It's pictures to prove it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, dog, it's like we grew up in this area, but our parents didn't teach us this mindset. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that fell, because I know my mama worked every fucking day. Like, I know my mama worked every day, bro, like relentlessly. But it was just something that was instilled in us, like, this ain't it. You can go here, you can do this. And I think that comes with, you know, taking trips and different things like that, man.
It does, bro.
But that's another thing too that I didn't realize either, that mindset when it comes to certain women, when you say, you know what I'm saying, you start talking to different people and you going out at different places, you like, y'all don't think like that? It makes you step back and like, wait a minute, it's a different type of woman right here. This a different game plan. Like, and then you go to talking to the women, and I tell a lot of women that I speak to, man, your mouthpiece is what's gonna turn me on. I like your body, and that's gonna turn me up to a certain extent. But when you talk a certain way, it's either gonna turn me completely on or it's gonna turn me completely off. You know what I mean? And I really don't think women feel like they have to present themselves a certain way anymore. It's like, it is what it is. You get what you get. But that whole chasing thing, like, I'm gonna pursue you. I'm gonna pursue you for probably about, I say, a good month or two. If the conversation good. If the conversation ain't good and I don't see you gaming on nothing, that Nintendo system getting cut off, like, for real. Like, we ain't having conversations, bro, like, for real.
You really have to know when to cut it off, man, to save yourself, man. For my thing, what I'm experiencing right now, honestly, man, is that it's when I've shot my shot at years ago, and they just not coming back around. I'm like, at this point, you like 8 years late. You like, I wanted you, like, you young and vibrant, but like, you know, but now it's for what? So the story of my life is, bruh, is that I'll shoot my shot years later, they come back with a gang of kids or like emotional issues. I don't like how we throw our men and women, we throw ourselves to toxic situations.
Yeah.
And we say we want to be married, but we throw ourselves in toxic situations, and we give our partner what's left. Like, marriage is a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? You can't go a lifetime. You can't make a road trip off a quarter tank of gas. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're expecting. We're expecting to go from here to California on a quarter tank of gas. And so when we throw ourselves in these bad situations, and we don't take time to heal in between time, and you just like, where my wife at, or where my husband at, without the healing process, or just making things right and healing with yourself, like, you giving it to Jared, you giving it to, you know, Mayball, you know, to just like deal with it. Like, that's not our battle to fight. That's not ours to fight. You come in here with more weight than you should have, sweetheart. I wanted you when you was light. You know, we could have built together, but now I have to play. I gotta play, you know, Bob the Builder and and rebuild Lil Boo again. And it's a whole task, bro. Whole task.
I don't think in our community we take that mental health thing serious enough, especially when it comes to building back with these relationships, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, like, I done had a relationship that took me through the drizzing, but at the same time, I got around people that was old enough and wise enough to say, hey, this is what you need to do, or this is what you should be doing. And I just fell back, and I just focused more on what I wanted to do. And the more I focused on what I wanted to do, the more I gained way more control of myself, way more mental health for myself, you know what I'm saying, personally. But like, when you, like you said, they come back, Lil Ray done drug them. Now they want JG to build them back up. And all it pretty much is, oh, he's stable. He got a good job. He been doing consistent things. So I know he looking for this. But sometimes a damaged woman can't provide that type of woman that I'll say we need, because for one, you haven't healed. For two, you don't understand the direction or the focus we going in. And we on two different levels. You know, I'm on level 5, you on level 3, and you ain't trying to get to level 5. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to stay stuck on stage 1 on Mario Brothers. I'm trying to get the whistle and pass a couple stages. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would say for around here in Vidalia, a lot of women don't see that, man. They want the basics, or they want you to treat them a certain way, but they can't. They not on that level, and that's all I can say to that. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I definitely get what you're saying, bro. Man, you said a whole. I mean, but you might be a pastor, bro. You might miss your call, man. You out here preaching tonight, man.
Man, it's just I just read, bro. I just read. And another thing too, I'm more open to information than a lot of people think. You know what I mean? So even when I stop, you know what I'm saying, going to church or dealing with the Bible like that, a lot of people's like, that's crazy, that's the whatever. And I'm like, but when you see other people walk in a certain form or fashion, you like, hey, why you think like that? And they talk to you, and you get game, and that helps you more well-rounded as a person. Like, you ain't necessarily got to walk like that person, but you'll say, hey, well, I like that from this book, I like that from this book, so I'm gonna try to encompass and incorporate all that in my life. And I don't think small town women think like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just one way. I done had women that don't even go to church and ain't never been to church and look at me funny because I say I don't believe in the Bible. I'm like, that's wild. Like, how do you even compensate that? You know what I mean? Like that be the stuff I be talking about right there too, man.
Yeah, it's I've definitely had my conversation. And honestly, a lot of the religions, man, they rooted in some very, very similar principles. The storylines would be different, you know. And I had to learn, like, growing up in the deep South, was like, nah, no Muslims. And then you realize, I ran into the Muslim that I'm like, nah, these dudes pretty sharp. They like peace too, you know. Like they sharp, they well read. Like they got their own newspaper, little bean pie business. I'm like, shoot, Christians can learn from this, you know. Exactly. Like, there's some things you can learn across the board without knocking their hustle, knocking, you know, whoever they serve. Yeah. Even the non-believers, like, there are things to learn. And what being from deep South, like, what I had to learn was, like, we're not called to like I think putting it plainly is that we simply put, we're called to just love on people, bruh. At the end of the day, just treat people how they're supposed to be treated. That's the root of all of this, bruh. And I guess swinging it back to dating, man, it's one of the hardest things to, like, implement when people give you their behind the kiss first. And me being a nice guy, I come across as a nice guy, but I'm like, you don't know the guys I grew up around. I came up in a really prime time in Vidalia, but I grew up around some dogs now. Yeah. Like, I'm just a nice guy because I'm from Georgia. Like, that's my folks raised me to be. Yeah. Like, please don't give me a behind the kiss first, because I can do that too. Yeah. You know, it's just rough. It's just rough. And I was just on the phone with somebody. Jared, why are you single? I said, man, look, I just got to a place where I can handle myself, man. And I didn't know, bro, that I was operating in such of a deficit, just in a space where I needed to reconcile some old relationships, like close, like, I'm talking about family relationships, not even like little boo relationships, but like let some old stuff go between me and my folks. You know, I didn't know how much of a burden I had on me, so I was just carrying stuff from relationship to relationship. And I've made posts where I'll be going in on women, and it was just fun. It wasn't I was operating out of hurt. Yeah, you know, I'm over that other stuff, but it's just the fact that, like, I can get on Facebook and see somebody who ain't about nothing, like, you know, just ain't about nothing, be like, where the real niggas at or whatever. I'm like, sweetheart, I know you. You wouldn't know what to do with a dude if he came knocking your door right now. Exactly. You would mess him over. Exactly. Sweetheart, you're not the pearl or the treasure you think you are. Yeah. And once you realize that, you have a better perspective on who should be pursuing and who shouldn't. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Hey, sit back, son, because you kind of cutting your head off.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah, that's cool right there. But it was a conversation I had with a female. I had something else to say, but I lost it that quick. It was a conversation I had with a female. She was like, well, I'm a good woman. I do this, I do that, and I do that. And I said, hey, man, you keep saying that, but I want you to realize something. If you're the only person saying you a good woman, then maybe you the only person that feel like that. Bro, and she got mad. I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I need you to like really focus on what makes you think you a good woman. Is it something that you supposed to do? Because you're supposed to do all the stuff that you naming. Now, what makes you a good woman? You know what I'm saying? That makes you a good person. That doesn't make you a good all around woman. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I just
like I got my own car. Like, sweetheart, you supposed to. You really
exactly.
supposed to have
I
Let's
take
not
care of
do
my
that.
kids. You supposed to. They're yours. You birthed them. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Well, I go to work every day. Well, you gotta eat, so you supposed to do that too. You know what I mean? That makes you a good person. That doesn't make you wifey material. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
Like, this YouTube chat I was watching earlier today. I think the girl name is Deidre. Something. I think she out from Texas though, and she was like, these are certain things that women do to manipulate men. And I was like, one of them was being like extra feminine, and then once they get you in, you know what I'm saying? They use you for what you're worth, and then kick you to the curb. And I was like, man. I said, okay.
What's her name again?
I think it's Deidre. Hold up, I'm finna find it because I watched 2 of her videos this morning. Cause she got the crown tattooed in the center of her chest. She fired in the mud. She be doing poetry. That's how I first got on her. I don't watch so much shit on YouTube today. God dang. Matter of fact, it's in my text message. Here you go. The title of that one is 5 tricks women will use to reel men in and then play them. That's the title to it.
Everybody playing,
but that's another thing too. Like you were saying, they play all the games, and then when it comes to the end of the road, you wanna find you a good man. Like, Shawty, you kind of played out at this point in time. I don't really want you like that. Like, you know, my partner done had you on a late night tip. Another partner I done had, he done smashed you on another late night tip. I done heard stories and videos. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know if I can wife you like that. You feel me?
Bruh, story of my life, man. I won't get too deep into the weeds, man. But earlier this year, man, no, just a couple months ago,
yeah,
I'm at a place, and my partner already told me what was up. Their history. Yeah. And this not me. I'm not judging one for how she get down. My thing is, you know, even if you got down a certain way and you change your life, cool. But you can't run within a certain squad. You know, the young lady try to you know, hit the squad, you know, and then get to Jared and is like, I want to be with you. I said, excuse me? How'd that go? How does that go? You know, you can't. And that's just being misguided. A lot of it is like father issues. Just, I think a lot of women are under this pressure of like, I'm 28, I gotta have kids and a husband like right now. And so us as guys, we want to think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that life doesn't put pressure on women enough to feel rushed to have kids and just do all this other stuff. And so I guess she felt like, I don't know if I was just the next best thing, or I don't know what her mindset was, but I was the landing point after she just wanted to just
chill out.
You know, everybody in the crew, like, not even on no intimate stuff. It was on some old doggish stuff, like in the parking lot type stuff. I'm like, sweetheart.
What?
Man, look. And I said, look, I really don't think that this is smart, first of all.
Yeah.
And I think what got me is a lie. The lie was, I said, have you talked to anybody? I said, you know who I run with? Have you got to know anybody in my squad? And she was like, no. I said, I already know. Like, I just pulled a page out of a woman's book. When a woman asks you a question, she probably already know. So you might as well go ahead and just tell her. And so I'm looking at her dead in the eye, and like, I had an eye contact with somebody that's 30 years old, and her looked me in my face and just like, nah. But the track record is like she just latched on to anything that's sweet. And bro, honestly, that's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear now, bro, is just being latched onto after somebody's lived their life fully. And I'm just a sweet spot. I'm just a landing point. I ain't all that now. I'm not saying to be like I'm all that, but to somebody, I'm somebody's sweet spot. Somebody I'm not, but to somebody, I'm like a good landing point, and I want to be that because I'm a nice guy. Yeah. You know, I'm this nice, welcoming country guy, especially up here. Yeah. I'm country. Down there, I'm just a normal dude. Up here, because of how I grew up, it's like, oh, this dude nice, you know. Yeah. Let me just act on, you know. And so I battled that. I battled that, bro.
Man, you've been hitting on some serious stuff, man. But that just, I think we all have been there, because I done had a situation where I know her track record. Like, it ain't no shame in her game, but yeah, she hit me with that. Let's be in a relationship. I said, man, I know your track record. What that got to do with anything? It got a lot to do with it. I know your body count. Like, seriously, I know your body count. I know who they are. Like, why would I want to be, you know what I'm saying, in a relationship with you? Like, nah, man. Like, I think that's another thing too, man. When you know not to chase a certain person, when you or pursue them, when you sitting there talking to them, and you start figuring out who they is and what the circles they hang around. Like, that circle, they say the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Mama told me that, and I ain't never looked back. Boy, birds of a feather flock together. Them two little sayings right there, boy. You got to know. Yeah.
So, question. So, do you think men and women should be held to the same standard when it comes to, like, the body count?
Hell yeah. I think they should, but we know in this world that ain't even gonna happen. Little bro said, used car is cool, but not with 200,000 miles. Broadway versus Lago, heck yeah. Hey, stay safe on that road, bro. I know what you out there doing, bro.
But he said something so key, is like, I think we get, like, people want to put 200,000 miles on their bodies, but you want somebody to pay full price for it.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. That little 05 Honda is gonna be a couple $100. I'm not paying the 15 that you originally paid for. Like, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of us want to run up, you know, run that kind of stuff up, man, and expect the person we with for the rest. We want to be with for the rest of our life just to pay for it, like with marriage. Yeah. Like, that's a high cost for somebody who's run themselves to the ground. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you agreed that men and women should both, like, be held accountable in the same way. Like, because at this point, I carry myself like that. It took me a while to buy into that standard. Yeah. It took me a while. But I realized even women, they don't want anybody who's just being with everybody. Yeah. I get it, you know, and so it has shaped how I moved about. But it also made it harder in a time where everybody's, you know, just turning up, only living once, you know, just doing them. Is all of, honestly, at a certain point, a turnoff, bro, for real. And I'm proud of ours, man. You know, starting a family, bro, like that. I remember y'all, just, we was young, you know, playing on Epstein. My man, you know, got a lady and a baby now. He holding it down the road. Like, it's just like, he a grown man.
Yeah, little bro surprised the hell out of me too, though. But I think that comes from him looking at my situation so much too, man. Cause I tell him a lot of the time, man, especially when he went back to the city, cause he was up there in college in Morris Brown for one point in time. But I was like, hey man, like when these things started happening, hey bro, just like, it's just certain things that he just knew up front. Like, even when me and one of my girls fell out, he'll say, "Oh no, I ain't never going through that." And little bro been holding to his, he been holding to his ropes, man. I'm proud of little bro. He got him a good situation, you know what I'm saying? But we all have faults and we all have flaws, man. It's just finding the right person that's willing to work on them. If you can find the right person that's willing to work on their flaws and willing to admit some things up front, man, like the life path y'all have ahead of yourself will be so much more easier. And that's why I was telling you earlier, don't rush, bro. Because, like, I think we rush too much. It's like, get the number, get the digits, we smash. Hey, let me see if I can make this happen. But
yeah,
if we take that time, the lady, Miss Lytle told me, she said, never date somebody at nighttime, y'all first date. And I was like, why? She said, because when you date somebody at night, first thing you want to do is go get some drinks. When you go get some drinks, you're going to be talking about this, this, and this, and it's going to lead to this, this, and this. And you might not necessarily want to go there because you don't know how that person's emotions is. So I was like, I never thought about it like that. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a Jamaican lady, older Jamaican lady too, straight. Wise. Yeah, she's a counselor. She's a counselor. She got I think she got 3 daughters. Like, and she was just working just because she didn't want to sit at the house. The lady had a ranch with horses on it and everything. She was just working. I met her at the prison. But when she said that, I said, dang. I said, let me think about how many situationships I done got in by, you know what I'm saying, doing that. But me growing up, my perception is that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're supposed to go out, you know what I'm saying, in the evening and get you a couple of drinks and y'all talk. But that also brings me to another point, man. When you meet that person, you meeting the facade. You're not meeting that real person for the first like 3 to 6 months, bro. I call it the I call it the rubber band effect, man. I promise you, it's a rubber band effect. When you first get with somebody, they'll stretch to whoever you want them to be because they want to be with you. But a person can only not be themselves for so long because I am who I am. I'm by nature, so I'm gonna go back to who I originally am. And by that 6-month time period, if you don't see them, give them the 7-8 months. You're going to see exactly who they are and who they want to be and who they're trying to be. Because a person can tell me all the time, oh, that's a great idea. Or I want to do that. Or I see you finna make some t-shirts. I say, yeah, well, I want to make some too. All right, where your designs at? You ain't got an art book or something? Like, you ain't got, no, but you got it. So, nah, shout it. It ain't like that. I'm a natural born hustler, dog. That's just the way I was raised, man. I grew up on Epstein. Everybody around me was hustling something, bro. Everybody. We got to eat, man. The crackheads was hustling yards, you feel me? Like, everybody was trying to make some money, yo. You know what I mean? And so when somebody come to me and they like, well, I want to do this too. And I ask them, well, shoot, you know, how you waking up pursuing your dream on a daily basis? Well, I ain't really... No, you ain't with it then. You're not trying to pursue that, man.
Yeah.
VAR said, what's up? oh, that's KG. KG? Kevin Goatee.
What up, though?
Yeah.
That's my guy. My man, he heavy with that tech stuff, man. Best Buy, Fire Stick, stuff like that. My man heavy with that.
I was when I was over the road, I stopped down there in Daphne, Alabama and chilled with him one night. He got his wife cool as hell too, man. Everybody got married but me, dog.
No, I feel you, brother. I feel you.
I keep looking at the timeline and everybody getting married. I'm like, damn, G. Hey. I never, you know, as a kid, you never think about stuff like that until you get older, right? Like, you like, damn. Or who ain't had no kids, you like, damn, they still ain't got no kids. Like, dang, one of my close people, I don't know why he ain't got no kids. This boy been going to town. Ain't had but one scare. I'm like, shit, nigga, look at the situation I was in, bro. They say nice guys finish last, though. I think some nice guys need to adopt them bad boy, you know, ways, though, so you don't get completely mudded out and ran over too, man.
Man, honestly, you really have to adapt with the times, man. Like, for example, going to college was the biggest rude awakening ever. And I meant to mention this early, like, because my mom, she was like, well, you know, people meet dating soulmates in college. We'll do it the woo.
Oh.
Well, I went to Middle Georgia College. I'm like,
some savages,
ain't no wife out here, but shoot, you know. And so everybody was just a turn. I like nobody. You talking about the wife, but you ain't talking about the others. You feel what I'm saying? You talking about the wives, but you ain't talking about the ones that just want what they want and just, you know, just want sex and just be out. And so it was an adjustment. Not that I went looking for a wife. She just made it seem like everybody there was just like waiting and just ready to be married. And that was not the case. That was not the case. These girls were hood, ratchet, you know, like to fight, nuck if you bug. I'm just like, nah, like I can't do this. But so it's like you said, like it's the things that the generation has taught us. Because obviously it was a change of the times where my mom sold me this idea, but what was really going on was this. You know, and that it almost messed me up. But I adjusted, you know, and I got with the time. I rode the wave, you know.
See, I think that whole era situation, like even when it comes to raising my kids, some things I'm gonna take from that old school era. Some things got to be left behind because we moving in a different direction. We moving forward. You know what I mean? And no matter if we like it or not, we still going in that direction. You know what I mean? You can't stop it from coming. You're not big enough to stop it from coming. You can only prepare for it. And the idea, like you said, of finding that wife, I've treated almost every situation like I would, you know, potentially marry this woman. And I found that ain't the right thing to necessarily do, Plimpin. Like you can't do that. You have to let somebody tell you who they are and then adjust from there. Like somebody gonna tell you something that's gonna be like, hey, I'm just a cut friend. Or I'm just a home girl. You know what I mean? And you need to be wide awoke and take that so you won't go off the deep end trying to chase that girl or sending flowers or something like that. I had a conversation with a partner yesterday, bro. Half these girls don't even know what certain flowers mean when you send it to them. So when you send flowers to them, it's just gonna be like, oh, he really loved me or something like that. And you know, certain colors mean certain things. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. That's crazy.
That's real. I had to even like, I had to even switch up how I dated, bro. Like, cause at first when I go on a date, I'm going for the gusto. We eating good.
Yeah.
Now we sit on a picnic bench at the park and we finna talk.
Some coney dogs. For real.
Yo, for the first couple of times, we finna talk. We might sit at Starbucks. We might go to happy hour. It's too expensive to be dropping $80-$90 on a good meal. And she's like, all right, like that was cool, but I ain't really into you. But she just got good steak and shrimp, you know.
All on her IG post.
I had to learn that. In my Navy days, I had to I'm out here dropping bread. Like these chicks just like, I had to learn. But that's when I ran into Mantan. Me and Mantan, Mantan played a big role in my time in Virginia. I came to Norfolk December 2005.
Yeah.
Me and Mantan ran into each other in Walmart, bro, on Military Highway. He was with his girlfriend. I looked again. We locked. I said, bro, what you doing up here? He said, bro, what you doing up here? I said, I'm in the Navy. Man, swap information. And we linked up. We've been like bros, man. But he really put me on game as far the young adulthood and how the women was like really rocking. He knew what we grew up as and what we were taught. But he already made the adjustments. Like, look, bro, it's some good ones out here, but like this is how it's gonna be till you find a good one. Put me on game, bro. I ain't looked back since. But I think it's these conversations are important. They're important because if nobody outside of your mom is telling you this stuff, of course your mom gonna probably sell you the dream, you know.
Yeah.
And it's no knock to her, but she's selling you what she wants for you, and not what's really going on. Like you already said earlier, that reality piece. And so it's one of them things where like if men aren't having these conversations with the young guys or hell with each other, and so we can bounce this experience off each other. Like I'm going through this, I'm going through that. This is what I'm going through a day, and hey, bro, I'm finna just chill. You know, I'm finna just sit back and you know the first 2 days gonna be mild. Like I might spend $20. I can afford to lose $20 on some happy hours, you know. But going and dropping however many dollars, you know, every weekend because we kicking it, I can't even do it. Won't even do it.
Hey, and you be having some good plates on there, boy. I was like, boy, I need to go up there with JG at. Boy, I said, what is this joker eating up there, boy? I missed you that time I came through when I was up there with the big rig. I forgot you was even up there, dog. And I had to stay up there a couple nights. I was like, dang. I think like the last night, the night before I had to leave the next morning, I was like, I said, damn, JG up here. And I was like, dang. But
it's all good. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you where me eating came from. Like I tell people I receive love like by food. We grew up in my town. Like nobody really had more than the next person for real. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nobody was like, nobody out earned the next person for real.
Yeah.
And so I told him like how I grew up, like, if you was at somebody's house and they're like, Jared, have some, pull up a chair, like, I took it personal.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you welcome into your house. I know everybody ain't really got it like that. But if you take us some food out of your leftovers or off your plate, give it to me, that means everything to me, you know. And so that's how I receive love. Yeah. And so it was a time I took 4 years off from dating, bro, just to like get myself together. And in that meantime, I wasn't going to no dates, no nothing. I was just like kicking it. Yeah. And so I'm like, well, shoot, if I'm gonna be out, I might as well make it worth it. I'm not gonna just eat checkers all day. Like, no, like, if I'm in the city, bro, I'm gonna eat what's out here. And so that turned into eating exotic French toast and like to gator omelets to like crab legs and stuff like that. Stuff that we in the country we might save for the weekend or a road trip, because we folks still cook down there. Up here, it's like, bro, it's happy hour central. You can go and get whatever at whatever time of day, bro. And so that's what I started posting. I'm like, oh shoot, man, this self-love ain't so bad, And so that was my way of showing myself self-love, is to feed myself and like this, breaking bread, reflecting like my next move, that type of stuff, man. But it's more of a hobby for me now, man, to eat. So I'm welcoming you, bro. If you're in the area again, I'm gonna feed you, bro. Yeah. We're gonna eat good, we're gonna drink good and responsibly. But anybody else on this live right now, man, if I know you, or if you know my man's, holla at me, man. We're gonna eat good.
Heck yeah, man. I think that's a thing too. That's a gem, though. Self-love, man. A lot of people don't want to go through that dark moment, or like when you come out of a relationship, true enough, a couple of days, a couple of weeks might be dark, depending on how you love that person, how long that relationship was. But taking that time to yourself to sit back and just like really dwell on your future endeavors or what you want in life, or like how do you even want to, like you said, approach it. How do I want to approach getting to this point in my life? You know what I mean? It makes you start loving who you are and where you at. Like, no matter what your situation is, you might not be in the perfect spot, but you gonna start respecting that spot because all right, this is what I got to do to get out of here. And instead of me chasing this woman, you know what I mean? Let me chase my dreams. Let me chase my goal. Let me chase another bag. You know what I mean? And taking that time off in between relationships is the best thing that you can do. Referring back to a book, that wasn't in the book. That was on one of TD Jake's sermons. He said bringing that baggage home. So he had an Escalade, right? And he went to pulling all that stuff out the back of the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Talking about junk in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you were saying earlier, we don't want the leftover you. You know what I'm saying? Heal that person. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want that Escalade to look pretty on the outside and it's got ripped seats on the inside, or the window don't roll down. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, love yourself and build yourself up to a point where it's love for real. Like, not only do you know how to give love, but you can also receive it. You know what I mean? So even when it comes to a guy hollering at you on the street, it's not nothing negative. It's like, what you want? Like, what the hell? You could have just missed your husband right there by that little notion, man. Like, I think we all got it kind of messed up, especially when life sped up for us when the internet started popping off. You know what I mean? And when the internet started popping off, a lot of things wouldn't happen, and we was exposed to a lot more. And we never got those teachings because it was moving so fast, and our parents were like, "Well, I don't think you're ready for that." And hey, it's too late because I'm getting it on IG or I'm getting it on MySpace. we understanding what certain things is already. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's one of my purposes too. Especially when I think about my kids, man. Like, just teaching them early, like even if they don't think they're ready for it, or I don't feel it. My mama them, man. My son 13 and 14. I showed them how to use condoms. And Mom was like, why? Listen, I don't know what they doing. I done went through their phone. I done seen some stuff. I'm finna go ahead and prep. We not finna have no mishaps. You know what I mean? You not finna for one, you're not finna put yourself in a messed up situation. You're not finna put another young lady in a messed up situation either. So I'm protecting both sides, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. But you know what I mean? When we're not able to open up, or we don't feel like we can open up as men, like that shit totally different, because there's a lot of things that we can avoid that we would never avoid. I was talking to Boo Hill yesterday, and Boo Hill was like, man, you know my daddy ain't never told me he loved me all the whole time. Dang. I was like, dang, for real? But it's an understanding, you know what I mean? And me the same way. I said, my daddy ain't never really said it. He said it a certain amount of times, but even when I started saying it to my son, it felt weird. And I said, I'm going to say it enough to my child so it don't feel like it's weird. So every time we talk, every time I see you, I'm going to say, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Till it gets to the point where it's not weird and you can feel comfortable saying that, you know what I'm saying, to somebody that you have that love for and that respect for, you know what I mean? Like, you got to break that, like, there's breaking them generational curses, man. Like, we got to get to a point where we understand what certain things are and just push beyond that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
For real,
boy,
man.
And I grew up in a household like that, man. I think I remember hugging my stepdad probably like 3 times, bro. Like, that's
what I'm saying. Like,
and all 3 of them might have been fake. Like, it was a thing that you did in post. Like, and they kind of love you. Like, it was just something like, it was fake. It was no love in it, bro. Yeah. And I think we underestimate how much little boys need that. Even we as men still need that transfer energy, that love sometimes, that reassurance, man. And I've learned, bro, even as grown men, like I just said I love you to my homeboy not too long ago because he was going through it.
Yeah,
bro. I love you, bro. You know, and we're both masculine men. Like, we're still comfortable enough to say that to each other. Like you said, like, it's weird, but like, you got to get past that initial phase of like it feeling weird. I'm gonna say it to you enough till it don't feel weird no more. Yeah. And I remember what really sparked that was years ago. I think Larry Wagner made a post about that. It was about Munchie. I forgot what it was about, man. He was like, man, I love him. I'm not gonna wait to tell none of my partners how I feel. I love him. And like, he stood on it. And I'm like, dang, I respect that. I respect that. You know, if you know, you know. Them boys had a lot. They had a lot going on.
Heck yeah, damn right.
To be still above ground and to tell your partner that, man, is a gift. Is a gift, man. And so I've learned, I gotta tell my guys that, because all too often society has normalized men just being robots, and women can't expect a guy to be open when she is in herself raising the same type of guy. Like, you're raising another little mini robot, so you can't meet this guy and expect, you know, him to be this super emotion, like, you know, as open and emotional with you, you know, if nobody's raising that type of guy, you know, because from the country, dog, like we raised by folks that was born in the early 70s and late 60s, early 60s and early mid 60s and stuff like that, you know. So it's like the pressure they was under, you know, just going to school. There wasn't no crying, bruh. There wasn't no, my feet hurt, my arm hurt, bro. You better suck it up. You gotta go to work. You better suck it up. You gotta go to school. And so they didn't learn it like that. They didn't know how to teach it like that, you know. And so I'm glad you mentioned that, bro, because that's something I want to do with my kids. Is like raise a tough little boy, but still cognizant enough to like be open emotionally, like let him know, like, yeah, I love you, man. Like, it's not a thing. It's not a surprise. It's not every birthday. You hear it once a year on Christmas, like, I love you. But to make it a thing, you know, to the point where when he don't hear it, it's like, wait, what's going on?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And it's a good conversation, bro, man. I can keep going, to be honest, man. But I keep these streams about an hour long, man. So
it's been an hour?
Yeah, it's been an hour, fam.
Sheesh.
I can keep them going longer than that, man, because it's a lot of things that we touched on and we can still touch on when it comes to like just that whole generational change shift. Because when it comes to relationships, when our parents was coming up, my mama got married at 21.
Oh wow.
that relationship didn't last that long. It did.
Yeah.
I think it did over 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, or close to 10 years. But like think about that. She got married at 21 straight out of school. It ain't a lot of people in our generation that even did that. So they was looking for that. My Aunt Dale and Uncle Johnny, they got married fresh out of high school, bro. They've been married for Auntie Dale and Uncle Johnny.
Johnny Payne?
Yes.
I ain't know that.
Man, they've been married.
Man, forever.
They've been married 30-something years right now.
But they haven't married my whole, like.
Yes. Yeah, they've been married 30-something years, if I'm not mistaken. Or right at 30 years.
Yeah.
Because my mom and Sean been married 25. 25.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, they pushing 30 then. They pushing 30 then, bro. Because I remember them as long as I can remember. Yeah. Yeah. My next door neighbor, bro. Like, yeah. Dang.
Let's see, that's a different type of love, though. They was raised on let me get married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but now we raised on get to the bag, handle your career, have kids later. And it's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad I had my son earlier because, like, now it's finna get to the point where when he graduate, I'm going to be in my early 40s. But, hey, daddy's still going to be a young stallion, son. I'm finna be up out of here, you know what I'm saying? hey, you got to do you now, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure you straight, and I'm going to still talk to you on a weekly, daily basis, you know what I mean? Whatever you need, hit me up, boy. But, hey, no, I'm going to be off child support. you feel me? I'm going to have a celebration, you know what I mean? Like, and that's another thing, too, man. Like I said earlier, bro. If I knew child support was a hell like it was, man, these folks, like, they just come up with numbers on a sheet of paper. They don't give a daggum how you eat, how you live, what the situation of the house is. They don't care about none of that. All they know is, hey, she filed for child support and you finna pay this much. Yeah. And it's like, damn, like, it's cutthroat dry like that. And I'm like, all right, you know, it is what it is, man. But, like, I just want to teach my kids, man, like you said, but we also have to create that environment that, you know what I'm saying, so they can open up. So I just want to teach them, hey, I love you. Whatever you want to talk about, man, we can talk about it. Whatever you're going through, whether it be a relationship or not, I'm not going to get too involved in your relationship, but I'm going to tell you these parameters and you go by how you want to go by it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, when it comes to, like, dating and stuff, man, like, I think I said it on the last podcast, and I told my son, like, he was taking the girl on his first dance or whatever. Hey, you better open the door for her, and you better not hurt her. And you better protect them. Those are the 3 things that mandatory you got to do. He was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. So, like, even look, like, because niggas don't do that no more, man. Like, they don't open doors for females no more. I done open the door for a female, and I just do it, especially when it's a black woman around me, and they finna go in the door. I'll let them go in first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, to me, it's kind of like I'm watching your back, making sure ain't nothing finna happen to you. But I respect you enough because I know you going through the same struggles I'm going through. I'm gonna open this door for you first. I had a woman look at me crazy one day because I opened the door. She just, like, she side looked and like, what you do that for? Shout, I don't want you. I'm just being respectful enough to open the door. Like, come on, man. Like, sometimes you don't be the cup of tea. And the people that really respect that is the older generation. Now, the older women look at that like, oh, I really appreciate that. And it's like, dang, they don't even get it no more. Now, that's the wild part. Like, they don't even get people to open the door for them no more.
Yeah, like, that's my next relationship, bro, is probably gonna be, she gonna be about 47, bro. Onto my 47 pushing 50. She gonna be a cook. I ain't playing with him, bro.
You want that mountain lion, or you want that?
Give me that Black Panther, man. I need all that, bro. But at the same time, these older women are keeping themselves up too, man. It's like,
hey, I told somebody that too. What,
bro? You'll see an almost 50-year-old, and you be like, what? And a 25-year-old, she smoked out.
What? Perked out and everything else. Shot a teeth falling out of her head.
Man, look, this 50-year-old, she about to retire. She still got her nails and feet done, anklets on, all kind of jazzy stuff, bro.
Yo.
And she not pressed for nothing. You know? She not pressed for nothing. So, yeah, man, that's the direction I'm looking in right now, bro. I'm
gonna tell you this. I done had my share of older women. You know what I'm saying? They the same way. it's the mindset though, bro. It's strictly the mindset and where they want to go. I've been in situations with older women that don't even know. I'm teaching certain older women how to cook.
What?
Why? Yes. Like, and
country women.
Yes. Yeah. Or showing them, hey, stop coddling your child. Do this. You just think you know everything. You younger than me anyway. What? But that goes back to that mindset. I've learned these last few months. That's all I've been like. When I be driving that big rig, bro, I'm just listening to stuff about psychology and mindset, because I'm gonna change the situations that I'm in, like period. Yeah. But I need that spouse to do the exact same thing, and that mindset shifts the whole. Van Teresa said SMH 47.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, first of all, shout out to Teresa. She was up here and she made some fire lasagna, then double back and made some seafood lasagna.
Yeah.
Shout out to Teresa. First of all, shout out to Teresa for teaching Cam and them babies the game. Like,
for real.
It's just not many women that teach their daughters how to cook.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad Teresa passed that trade off, because to see my little cousin Cam in the kitchen, she cutting stuff up, she meal prepping. I'm just like, dang, I'm looking at her husband. He just like, yeah, bro, I got a good one. He was like,
yeah.
He said, bro, I hit the lottery. He said something. I'm like, you know what, bro? I feel it, bro. I feel it. Because I'm 35. I'm just like, you can't get a grilled cheese out some of these women sometimes, bro.
For real.
Man, just put a little butter on this side of the bread, a little butter on that side. I ain't doing that, grilled cheese with me. Like, yeah, at least we are. Shoot.
Yeah, man. Teresa was raised in a cooking family as well, man. I respect her for a lot of the things she done in the past. Like, for real, man. Like, I got the utmost respect for that woman, man, for real. But
absolutely,
a lot of these young women don't know how to cook, period, man. Like, they think cooking spaghetti is a meal. Like, yo,
It be the Alfredo. We're like, chicken Alfredo. I'm like, sweetheart, look, I'm Alfredoed out.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, she said, don't forget her peach cobbler.
The peach cobbler, though. I don't know how you know what, Teresa, I'm sorry. But you stuck your foot off in that. You was knee deep. Knee deep in that kitchen. Actually neck deep. It was all good, Teresa, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? I have to send Teresa. I'm a cash app you, Teresa, because I said I was gonna bring by the bottle. I got tied up, so I got you. I'm a cash app in a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. She said, "Love you both. Love you too, Teresa."
Love you too.
Yeah, man. That junk there, like certain just things. Like, I don't know, man. I think we as men got to learn how to fall back before we start chasing. Like, put certain things in place and make your own standards. You ain't got to be like me. I'm gonna drop your DM. I'm gonna drop a number, and then I'm gonna tell you to use it. I'm not even probably much gonna go too much further than that. And if you don't use it, then that's on you. That's your loss. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Sometimes you got to scratch and win. For real.
Absolutely. I just made a post today, man. Like, I've learned, because some women will tell you like where their head is at. Like, if a woman tell you, oh, you can't handle me, hey, bro, off top, I'm believing it. You right, sweetheart, I can't even handle you. I'm out. Because a part of us men want to be the savior. Like, nah, we like the challenge. And so I'm here to tell you, any dude on this podcast, bro, when a woman tell you that, oh, you can't handle me, go ahead and believe it, because once you strap in, it ain't, first of all, ain't the seatbelt strong enough. She been taking a ride of your life, bro. A ride of your life. It ain't gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for her, but she's gonna be wore out.
That again, I done had some women that say that too, and I was like, well, why do you say that? And this come from that I forgot the term for it, but it's pretty much mirroring. They throwing out what you are. How can I say it without confusing my damn self? They see something in you that they feel like they can't handle, so they tell you, you know what I'm saying, that you can't handle them, when it's and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot what it's called. Self-projecting, something projecting to something. I can't remember.
Self-sabotage, or
it ain't self-sabotage. I can't even remember what it was, bro, but it's pretty much like they see something in you that they know they can't handle. Perfect example, I was in a situation like that, and she was like, you can't handle me, you can't handle me. And I was like, why do you keep saying that? I'm inquisitive. I'm the nigga that's gonna ask the question why all the time. Like, I can't help it. I'm curious freaking George. But I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you keep saying it? And she said, well, this, and this. And I'm like, that don't bother me. Like, what are you what are you talking about? You know what I mean? And then when it comes to them telling you what all they can bring to the table, you looking at them like, oh, there you go. You think this is me, so therefore I see what you're talking about, but that's on you. That's not on me. You know what I mean?
I've had maybe one or two like that. You're right. You are right. They start explaining, you like, yeah, that's that. No, I don't operate like that. Yeah. You know, that's not even me. You're right. You're right. I've had very few situations like that, but probably one or two. You spot on, man. But I don't want to hold you up. I know it's been an hour, man, but hey, man, it seems like we can go forever about topics like this, man.
Hey,
but
I'm gonna drop one more and then we gonna jump off of here, right?
All right.
I'm gonna say, men, like I everybody know pretty much what I'm trying to do or what my dream is and how I'm gonna accomplish it. I already done figured out a whole path to it. So I done had a couple chicks approach me with like, hey, well, I'm gonna give you this type of bread and you can sit at home and just focus on that. And I'm like, oh yeah? So that goes back to sitting back and just kind of observing the situation, right? And you observe and you just like, nah, that ain't gonna work for me. I need my own type of bread anyway. Like, I just can't. I know I can make the money by sitting at home and like really focusing on it. I know it'll come, but it'll be a while before it come. I kind of already want it generating before I even take the time to say, hey, nah, I ain't gotta work no more type thing. But even in that situation alone, like, most people would jump on that shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. But as a man, you have to sit back and just say, or even as a woman, when that dude say, hey, you can just sit at the house, it's like, I don't know if that guy or that woman is mature enough to handle that. You know what I mean? Like, they might try to do a power trip or something on it. And once you start,
what it is, man.
Yeah, when you start dealing with a person, that's why I said about 6 months, you can kind of tell who they are, like what their spirit represents. You know what I mean? And you just have to say, all right, I don't feel like it's worth it. Like, I don't feel like it's worth it. Well, why not? That's what you want to do. Stop appealing to what I want to do, and let's just talk. Let's communicate, dog. And like, that's just. My partner's telling me I'm crazy every day for not even trying. I was like, bro, I just don't think it's worth it. That's gonna be a relapse for me. I'm gonna be moving backwards and not forward, man. Like, I can't do it.
A part of that, because we didn't really, you know, I know you said how the dynamic changed in your house, but overall, like, we didn't see that growing up. You know, I saw working men. You know, they was doing, whether they was hustling or like a legit 9 to 5, so to speak. You know, with Walmart, Tennessee, whatever it is, brothers working. You know, cutting whatever they was doing. Sitting at the house was just not a thing. You know, like for us, and like you said, like usually situations like that come with like some control, man. Like, it's for somebody to have control in that, and for you to forfeit some decision making, I couldn't even do it.
Nah, I couldn't. I'm gonna tell you how I knew the situation went right, because I was like, man, she was like, well, I can do this, and I was like, man, I said, to be honest, I said, I know I can make some money flip off that, you know what I'm saying, but I want to be able to know I can do it before, you know what I'm saying, I'm sitting at the house. And she was like, you sure better. Boom. Like, hey, like, in that instant, bro, like, that's what I be telling. Like, sometimes you just got to sit back, wait, watch, listen. Because in that instance, her thinking that and said it like that, I was like, oh, so you just think you finna come home to the goodness, like, all the time. Like, you know, it's a rough start when you sitting at home and you just doing music and you trying to make the money come in. It's a lot of money in it, and it's not a lot of money depending on what side you're on. But it also comes with different connections. And I was like, in order for me to do something like that, I have to be in a city that I know that's making some money. Because I can go shoot videos. I can go do Photoshop stuff. I can do all that stuff. But it has to be in a point where I know I can move around and make money. And then I wouldn't mind sitting at the crib, because it ain't like I'm sitting at the crib necessarily. You know what I mean? I'm just doing my own, like you said, 9-to-5 hustle. But it's going to eventually boil over into something else. I don't think a lot of women have the time and patience to wait on that point, or that moment of, hey, I'm gonna stay behind you until this pop. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of women can do that.
Yeah. I think women, they do it, they just do it for the wrong dude, you know, like
yeah.
There a lot of women that ride the wheels, they'll ride to the wheels fly with the most backwards dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you see this not going nowhere? So by the time they get to somebody like you who actually got some stuff in motion, or myself in motion, it's like, nah, I ain't doing that no more. I'm like, dang, I don't need a little support. Like, I'm already going. I'm already in it.
Yeah.
He was dating the garbage dude, you know, dude that trying to be where I am. He's never gonna make it. You didn't see that, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of women will ride that thing to the wheels fall off with the worst of the worst, bruh. And that's frustrating to watch.
The cat that's locked up, the cat that really ain't trying to do nothing. Like, I done seen it all, bro. And then when you holler at them, they tired. Like, I don't want to go through that no more. I don't think that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, they don't see themselves in that boat. But that's the craziest flip flop in the world, man. That's like, you would do this for this type of guy, but you won't do this for this type of guy, the one that you want to have a relationship later on with. Like,
right.
I don't get it. I'm gonna end it on this. I don't think we in this generation look towards the future.
Ooh.
That conversation that I had earlier about them Jordans I was telling you about.
Yeah.
We only live once. This is what the phrase said. We only live once, so I'm gonna do what I do, whatever. And I said, that's cool. Oh, you ain't guaranteed tomorrow. I said, I understand that. But when you wake up tomorrow and you ain't got nothing, don't come holler at me. Like, they don't like you. Okay, man, you can ball out. That's true enough. But please have a backup plan, man, because like you said, tomorrow ain't promised. But let's just say, God forbid, something happened to you tomorrow. I got the news today that my great auntie passed, Janie King. So what if you live to see the age that she lived to see, and see all your grandbabies, your great grands, and your great grands? What if you live with a life like that? Are you gonna be asking them for money, or you gonna be providing them with wisdom enough to say, hey, this is how we get through this? You know what I mean? Like, them Jordans ain't gonna last that long, man. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Or let's just say, God forbid, your 401k run out when you 70 and you gonna live for another 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Where you gonna be at? You know what I mean? Did you even provide your children with enough tools and necessities to say they gonna make enough money to take care of daddy or granddaddy? Mm-hmm. Like, they don't think like that, man. And I think that's where we differentiate from a lot of the newer generation, man. But that's all I'm gonna say about that, man. Finna cook up another beat before I lay it down and get ready for work in the morning.
All right, bro.
Finish one, man. Nice talking with you, brother.
Likewise, man.
I'm gonna have to hit you up, man. We're gonna finish that other conversation.
Oh God, yeah.
Hey,
that
shit was mind blowing, son. Like, for real, man.
Story of my life, man.
Yeah, man. But nice chatting with you, man. Y'all, this is a Stay Dangerous podcast, man. We up out of here chasing more replacement. You better know which one you gonna do.